Hello, everybody. Welcome to Counselor's Couch 101, where we try to help you get the most benefit from your counseling experiences. Lately, I was asked about the difference between the quality of service between in person counseling and telephone counseling. I think the first item to look at are the advantages for the client, advantages in terms of time, travel, and expense. Time, it's easy to blow an hour trying to get over to the office in order to arrive on time so you won't be late for your meeting. Also, it's going to take some time to get back home again. It could easily blow up to 3 hours in time rather. And as far as travel goes, there's the stress of driving through the traffic and the wear and tear in the car, and of course, the cost of gasoline these days, right? So, in terms of it's less stress and it's more comfortable for the client, those are great advantages to be taken care of, or rather to be considered. And people that say, if you don't see the person in person, you can't read their body language. Well, that may be true, but it's funny how much you can tell from a person's voice and how they express their emotion through the tone of their voice and the quality of their talk. My own experience, I started in with telephone counseling once when my personal counselor was going out of town, and she offered me the option. She said, I won't be here, but if you'd like to talk on the telephone, we can do that in order to keep up the continuity and you don't miss a session. It's good to stay with a certain pace and a certain rhythm with counseling. It really works. It's like going to church every Sunday. It seems like if you touch in every 7 days or so, you keep the thought alive, the thread alive, and it affects your life more beneficially. So anyway, after that experience, I realized that it could work. And then later on, when I had a client who moved from this area, moved up further north to Northern California, I realized that I could do the same thing for that client. We could talk on the telephone and keep the relationship alive, and I can keep working with that client. And from that client introduced me to other clients, relatives of the client in other states, and I began talking to them. And I learned very quickly that it can work over distance. One thing about this, I'll point it out right now, is that we're only licensed to practice within the state that you hold your license. So therefore, if I'm talking to someone out of the state, I cannot offer so-called professional services. I can talk to them. I can even accept money if they want to donate, but I can't bill myself as a licensed professional wherever they are located. So those are those things right there. Oftentimes we find that when people are talking, they reveal themselves, like I said earlier, in the quality of their voice. And I found that for some reason over the telephone, people open up more. Maybe they feel more comfortable. They're not as stressed from having to get to the session. Maybe they're in a comfortable environment, right? Maybe there's just that sense of safety being on the other side of the phone and not in the same room. I don't know what it is, but people seem to open up more over the telephone than they often do in person. So come down to the final analysis, I really think telephone counseling is superior. I know that it really works for me because of the convenience and the less stress involved and the time, the money, things like that. Works for me very well. So if we talk about quality of service, if I had a choice, I'd take telephone every time. But you get to decide. By the way, there's the added advantage that we can distance ourselves from potential COVID germs, right? That's where a lot of this stuff started recently. With COVID, they asked us to get on the telephone in order to keep a distance and not spread the disease around. So there's that advantage as well. All told, I think telephone counseling is superior to in-person, but that's me. You get to decide for yourself. Jim Stump, hope to talk to you soon.